Good morning everyone, Jeff Swann from Pulse Automotive. This morning we'll be talking about who we are in business, how long we've been around, how we started off, and what our point of difference is and what we can deliver for our clients. The ideal referral for us is small to medium enterprises, really anyone with 1 to 25 vehicles in the Norwood area would be ideal. We do a lot of work with real estate agents, plumbing firms, electrical firms, surveyors that have fleets of vehicles that travel all over the state, and particularly if they've got a range of different vehicles, rather than taking them to a multitude of different service centres, we can help them out in one location and prioritise their service needs and deliver them a cost-effective return. So this is my family, my wife Jane and children, Elise, Paris, Holly and Luke. This is a photo from the amazing Bob that was just over 2 years ago nearly now. So some of them have grown a little bit. Unfortunately won't get haircuts, but Heather's seen that, my son. So Pulse Automotive, I started Pulse in 1994, and this is where we were on the parade, at 18 the Parade, Norwood. That was when we started. I did buy a business called Kevin Shearer Motors that was closing down, that did all restorations and things back in the late 80s and very early 90s. So 94, and that was the first generation with our first logo. That the main reason for changing was sun fading, and it was the front of the building used to get very faded and look pink pretty quickly. So we then went to our current logo design some years back. We were leasing a property on the parade and always had a redevelopment clause hanging over our head. So in 98 we moved into our current location in Sydenham Road, where we were able to purchase the site and secure our long-term future, because that was our aim. So that's where we operate from. So we're an independent vehicle service centre, specialising in passenger and commercial vehicle servicing and repairs, striving for excellence. So we're really trying to connect personally with our clients and, you know, deliver what we can. Offering a value and convenient service experience, fully equipped with the latest automotive technology. That's a really ongoing battle. We've just actually purchased a couple of new pieces of equipment, so there was about $15,000 worth of spend in the last sort of month of new equipment to keep up to date with modern technology and cars. A lot of that is software based, and yeah, so we've been around for just on 25 years. Just thought I would mention, people often ask, how do you keep up with all the different sorts of vehicles? While there is a huge range of different vehicles, there's not quite as many as people think. So these are the big players in the automotive industry. So the PSA group is the Peugeot, Citroën, Opel would be the main ones we know. DS Automobiles, anyone who watches Formula E, the electric series racing, which Adelaide's been trying to push to get a Formula E race potentially. They race under DS, but they're the electric vehicle circuit. Opel was formerly owned by General Motors, and that got bought a year ago or so by the Peugeot Citroën group. So the Fiat Chrysler group, which is Dodge, Jeep, Alfa Romeo, Ram, Maserati. We don't see too many of the Lancias here, but Tata Motors, which is your Jaguar, Land Rover, Range Rover products. Daimler, which is the Mercedes-Benz Smart, which we actually have pulled out of Australia now. You still see some of the smart cars, but really big in Europe. Anyone who's been over there, you see them actually backed into the car park because they're about the length of a motorbike and they can park in vertically. And the Maybach brand. Ford don't actually own all of Mazda, but they are a shareholder, a significant shareholder in Mazda. So they're not completely one group, but they are shareholders, and Aston Martin. The same. Ford had much bigger part of Mazda, and 18 months ago or so sold out of that. So a lot of the companies tend to buy and sell shares in different things to access technology. So if one of them has a technology that another one wants, they'll literally go out and buy shares in that company and do that. BMW, the new Minis are completely BMW. Renault, so the Renault-Nissan group bought Mitsubishi some time ago, and the Infiniti brand is just the upmarket Renault-Nissan. So we don't see a lot of them here, but if you actually have a look at the Renault Formula One team and formerly the Red Bull Formula One team, they're all branded up as Infiniti because that is the same brand. So, but certainly Renault and Nissan are, you know, very, very more than closely aligned. They are the same company. So Toyota, obviously Toyota, Lexus and Daihatsu, and are a significant shareholder in Subaru, and you can see that in the Toyota 86, and I can't think what the Subaru call it, the same car, so it's, sorry? BRZ. So it was Toyota built the body effectively, and it was a Subaru engine that was in it, so they're very closely aligned. Toyota are also very closely aligned with Yamaha as far as outboard motors and motorbikes and things, so all the same engine components in a Yamaha and a Toyota. So General Motors are, you know, obviously big in England, but certainly were with Opel, and Vauxhall were really taken over by Opel as well, but they've sold off the Opel brand, so they're trying to bring the Vauxhall brand back in Europe, but they're not a big player in Europe anymore. But you've got your, obviously, Chevy, Holden, Buick, Cadillac, HSV and Vauxhall. Hyundai, obviously a significant player in the last few years, but Hyundai and Kia, so they are the same company. Volkswagen, the second biggest player after Toyota in the market, but the big ones we have here are Audi, Skoda, but you know, Lamborghini, Bentley, Bugatti, Porsche, Seat are all the Volkswagen range. Greeley, which are Lotus, Proton and Volvo, so they're actually a Chinese-based company. They bought Volvo some years back, and the new generation of Volvo. And then there's four big state-owned, I'm not going to make out I know how to pronounce, but General Motors they've got some ties in with General Motors and also with the PSA group. So, and we're going to see a lot more of them, and there's going to be thousands of brands come in. So once you get your head around which technology you're working on, it's actually really not as challenging as people think. So, ideal referral for us is Mercedes service, BMW, Volkswagen, Audi as the big ones, and hybrid electric, and fleet servicing. So they're a great referral for us if you know of anyone that's got fleets or three to any number of vehicles. We offer a fleet program for discount as well. So, and I've got a very short video here that I have to just play on.
The engine is the heart of the vehicle, converting the energy stored in fuel into the power required to move the vehicle and run accessories such as heating, air conditioning and lights. Filters for oil, fuel and the air required for combustion must be replaced periodically in order to prolong engine life and maximize efficiency. The heat and friction generated by the engine causes service items to eventually wear. Engine oil contains additives that protect the engine from wear and corrosion, and these additives become depleted over time. Spark plugs ignite the fuel and air mixture in a petrol engine. The constant electrical arcing eventually causes the plugs to wear out. Accessory drive belts and timing belts constantly flex and become worn over time. When the engine oil additives are depleted, sludge deposits can form in oil passages. These sludge deposits reduce lubrication and can cause severe engine damage. Worn spark plugs and dirty air filters reduce engine efficiency and increase fuel consumption. Worn accessory drive belts and timing belts can eventually break, leaving the car undrivable and potentially causing major internal engine damage. Following your vehicle manufacturer recommended service intervals minimises the risk of breakdowns while ensuring maximum fuel efficiency and engine life.
So that was just a brief on why you should get your car serviced and what we want to do. We have a range of those videos that we obviously subscribe to, but when we do a quote, we can send out that on what we're recommending so people have an understanding, and that's just the generic one on why you should get your vehicle serviced. So we're RA approved. The Automotive Technician is a group that we use a lot of technical advice for, so it's an Australian-wide group that we share information. The Institute of Automotive Mechanical Engineers, the Australian Refrigeration Council, we do air conditioning work, which is certainly a big thing as soon as we get some warm weather. And that's us, Pulse Automotive.